The village burst into cheers, and Mimi handed Milo the wet flowers she had carried through the whole rescue. After the big fire, Little Paw's village finally felt peaceful again, waking up under soft morning light.
At the rescue station, Milo polished his yellow safety helmet, unaware that another rescue would soon call his name.
The rain had stopped, but dark clouds still rested over the hills, and the ground remained soft beneath every tiny pore. In the square, Ruby packed a small carrot basket and reminded her 3 little ones to stay close to home. Mimi, Momo, and Toto nodded politely, but their curious eyes were already fixed on the wooden bridge beyond the village.
Seems the hydraulic line might be clogged. I see. Is it a difficult fix, Sandy?
It was not as fast as the fire truck, but its powerful bucket could move logs, clear mud, and lift heavy stones.
Milo believed every rescue tool had a purpose, and sometimes one strong machine could save the smallest life.
At the market, Bella arranged fresh honey cakes, then paused as she heard the stream roaring louder than usual.
Above the rooftops, Pico noticed the stream had turned muddy, swollen from the long rain in the hills.
But in the village, everyone was still smiling, unaware that the danger was quietly growing downstream.
The 3 little rabbits slipped away from the square, carrying their basket toward the bridge and the meadow beyond it. As they crossed the bridge, the water below was no longer gentle like it had been on sunny days. Toto stopped and stared at the brown water, but Mimi gently pulled him forward toward the bright flowers.
Once they reached the meadow, the children forgot their worries and began filling the basket with rain-kissed flowers.
Far above them, a sudden rush of water broke loose from the hillside, carrying mud, branches, and leaves into the stream.
The little stream rose fast, slamming into the bridge supports that had already weakened from many rainy seasons.
A sharp crack echoed across the meadow, and the 3 rabbits turned back just as the bridge began to shake. Mimi ran toward the bridge first, but a wooden plank snapped free and vanished into the rushing flood. Momo hugged the flower basket tightly, while Toto began to cry, realizing the only path home was gone. Back in the village, Ruby suddenly noticed that 3 familiar little ears were missing from the square.
From the sky, Pico spotted the 3 rabbits trapped beyond the broken bridge and shot back toward the village.
Bridge! My children are trapped! Please, you must help!
Don't cry, Ruby. I promise I will bring them back home safely.
Tico knew the fire truck would not help this time. For mud, logs, and floodwater, they needed the excavator.
The little mechanic quickly handed Milo a yellow helmet, rescue gloves, and an orange safety vest.
Milo put on the rescue gear, still gentle as ever, but ready to face the powerful flood. The yellow excavator rumbled to life, its engine sounding like the beginning of another rescue mission. Milo drove through the muddy village road, the tracks pushing forward toward the broken bridge.
Bella and Bibi watched from the roadside, hoping the yellow machine would reach the river in time. Across the water, Mimi led her brother and sister to higher ground beneath a small tree. Momo clutched the wet flowers, while Toto stared at the flood with wide, frightened eyes.
The bridge groaned one last time, and part of its wooden railing broke away into the current.
When Milo arrived, the gap between the banks was too wide for any small animal to cross. Ruby rushed toward the bank, but Milo raised one hand to keep her safely away from the water.
Tico unfolded a small rescue map and pointed to shallow rocks that could support a temporary bridge.
Milo understood the plan. Move heavy logs into place before the water rose any higher.
He climbed back into the excavator and lifted the first fallen log from the muddy ground.
The tracks gripped the mud as Tico guided Milo forward with careful hand signals.
Tico tied ropes around the logs, his tiny paws moving as quickly as if he had practiced it 100 times.
Bella and the villagers pulled the other end of the rope, helping keep the bridge steady.
Milo swung the excavator bucket into the water, turning it into a yellow shield against the impact.
The trunk slammed into the bucket. Water splashed high, but Milo held the controls and did not back away. The current roared around the machine, but because Milo held steady, the temporary bridge stayed in place. Milo pushed the trunk aside, then signaled
Safety rope around himself and stepped carefully onto the temporary bridge. Every step was slow and gentle because Milo knew the children needed calm more than speed. When Milo reached them, Toto stopped crying and looked at him as if safety itself had arrived.
Milo gently placed the 3 little rabbits into the soft rescue basket Tico had prepared.
Mimi still held a few wet flowers, determined to bring something beautiful back to her mother.
Milo secured the basket to the rope and signaled Tico and Bella to pull slowly from the other side. The basket began sliding over the logs, while the muddy water twisted and churned below.
Ruby held her breath on the safe bank, watching every tiny movement of the basket. Halfway across, a sudden wave struck the logs and made the basket tilt to one side.
Milo reached out with one strong hand and steadied the basket until it balanced again.
At last, the basket reached the bank, and Ruby wrapped all 3 children in her shaking arms.
But Milo was still across the stream, and the temporary bridge began to tremble under the stronger current.
Tico noticed one anchor rope slipping loose, threatening to pull the final section out of place.
Milo calmly signaled everyone to stay back, then turned toward the excavator again.
He used the excavator bucket to hold the bridge end in place like a giant golden hand. Tico rushed through the slippery mud and tied the anchor rope back down with all his strength.
Bella and Bibi pushed a second wooden stake into the ground to help secure the rescue line.
Once the rope was tight again, Milo slowly backed the excavator away to test the bridge.
The logs still shook, but they held, and Milo looked across to Ruby and the rescued children.
He crossed the bridge one careful step at a time, leaving the flooded meadow behind him.
On the last step, a log slipped slightly, but Milo steadied himself and reached the bank safely.
The village burst into cheers, and Mimi handed Milo the wet flowers she had carried through the whole rescue.
Milo accepted them with muddy hands and a gentle smile, as if they were the most precious gift in the world.
Tico sat beside the muddy excavator tracks, exhausted but proud of the machine that had saved the day.
Bella wiped mud from Bibi's face, while the little goat's red bell jingled like a tiny laugh.
Milo used the excavator to build a higher bank, making the stream safer for future storms.
Ruby brought the children to Milo, and the three little rabbits lowered their heads to say they were sorry.
Milo did not scold them. He only patted their heads, reminding them that coming home safely mattered most.
That night, a new drawing hung inside the station. Milo, the yellow excavator, and 3 rabbits saved from the flood.
From that day on, whenever dark clouds returned, the village remembered that teamwork could keep hope from being washed away.